Chains by Boss. Chains by Boss is now the official sponsor of the Cowboy Up podcast. If you need your custom cowboy chains, you go to Chains by Boss. You can find them on any of your social media. You can find them on TikTok, Chains by Boss on TikTok. You can find them also on Instagram, Chains by Boss, and you can also find them on Facebook. Chains by Boss will deliver the hottest new cowboy chains for you, and we recognize them as our official Cowboy podcast sponsor. Thanks. And always, Dallas Cowboys for life. Peace. The Cowboy Up podcast would love to welcome Vosqueros Gang as our official sponsor of the Cowboy Up podcast. Vosqueros Game has all your custom stickers, your custom towels, your custom tumblers, anything you need to represent your team, such as those Dallas Cowboys or even those hated San Francisco 49ers. Vosqueros Gangs have you. You can find them on all social media, especially Instagram and TikTok. The Cowboy Up podcast welcomes Vosqueros Gang as our official sponsor of the show. As always, Dallas Cowboys for life. Peace.
I know that's a cliche, but we must win. We will win. Win is the name of the game.
Check it out.
From Stop 6, Texas, it's the big fella. It's Dallas Cowboy Chris. And from the 915, El Paso, Texas, it's 21, Armando 21. And from the capital city of Texas, Austin, the Hill Country, is our man, Retrofit Sports. It's Rue. And from the great state of Arizona, he's Mikey 520.
Stephen A. Smith will admit this team right here is legit, cause this is our year. This is our year. No wonder they be hating, cause this is our year. This is our year. This is our year. It's time to finish this fight, cause this is our year. The name of the game is win, we them Cowboys. First down, second down, we them Cowboys. Third down, touchdown, we them Cowboys. Everybody over here be some Cowboys. We be die hard, we be die hard, we be that blue.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Man, welcome to the Cowboy Up podcast. Man, y'all know what today is. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Man, let me introduce the crew, man. Always, man, from the 915, man, West Texas, Cholo Town. It's my man, 21, Armando 21. What's up, fam?
It's Tuesday, y'all. You already know what it is, man.
They already know. They already know.
Man, it's it just feels different this year, right? We've been so used to these 12-5s, and so it just feels different this year. But it's big shout out to all those fans that stay loyal, man. You know what was crazy? This is the year that I've seen so many people jump ship. It's crazy. I've seen people just like straight up like on TikTok. You'll see them like, oh, like now they're representing other teams, and I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. I could never do that. But shout out to all the fans, man. Shout out to all the loyal listeners out there, man. Appreciate y'all.
We need to ask anyway. Hey, man, and from South Texas, the Hill Country, the capital city of Texas, it's our man, Retrofit Sports. Hook 'em. What's up, Rue?
Horns up, baby, always. Hook 'em fucking horns, dog. And I do have something to say, and I didn't know if somebody was going to touch on it, but I got to get this off my chest. Jerry Jones, you a fucking asshole, bro. You a fucking asshole, bro. Pay Cooper Rush his $500,000 fucking dollars, you bum ass motherfucker. This dude, you put this motherfucker out here, put his job on the line, fucking. He needed to play a quarter of a game to make $500,000, and you robbed him of that for your bullshit 4th-round pick, Trey Lance. Like, you should have done this weeks ago. You're gonna play this kid. You couldn't let this man get his money.
He said he didn't know.
Cheap son of a bitch, dude. Like, you cheap motherfucker. You a piece of shit for that, Jerry.
Nah, he definitely knew. He definitely knew.
For that,
Oh
Jerry.
yeah.
Well, we'll get into it, Rue.
I have feelings on it. That's bullshit what he did to Cooper Rush. That's bullshit.
It is.
Pay that man his $500,000, you scumbag.
All right. And my man, originally from Texas, but he hopped and skipped up north where a little snow is hanging out, is our man, Cowboy Corner. What's up, Mike?
What's going on, you guys? Thanks for sharing the link. And yeah, Mondo, you make a good point about people jumping ship. They were never loyal to the Star anyway. They were never. That's what you call bandwagons, and we're all out of applications.
Yep.
I feel you on that, Mike. And man, from the great state of Arizona, I play a personnel director, man, off of vacation. You know, it's time to start scouting. We need you, baby. It's our man, Kuiper.
Yes, sir.
What's up, baby?
What's up, guys? Thank you guys for having me.
We'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. So man, look, man. Let's get it. Let's get into what Rue had to say right up front. Now, I believe Jerry was lying too as soon as he said he did not know. Okay, about Cooper's extent.
He didn't say that.
He did.
Yes, he did. He said it after the game.
You a liar. You a liar.
After the game. He
said it after the game.
He said it right after.
They asked him.
Dude, he said it after the game, you know, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, he gonna pay him. I mean, because you can't be that chicken shit over 500,000 where you make that at the concession stand before halftime, you know. So
sure as shit, dude.
I'm thinking, man, it is no way he's not gonna pay him. But if he don't, man, that is shitty. And if I was Cooper Rush, I'd be looking for somewhere else to play because he's on that long fucking list of free agents we're gonna talk about too. So I'd be like, man, fuck you. I'm out of here. You know, over 500,000. Come on, bro. In the NFL, 500,000 is not even signing bonus for motherfuckers you pick up off the street. You know, so it sucks, man. But you know, we gonna get into that too, Rue. What I wanted to get into first, right? I wanted to get into Trey first. Okay, Trey looked okay. The first half was boring as shit. Everybody was like, God, I know Armando was trying to hype up the crowd at work, but it was boring as shit. You know, that's to be expected. Because it was looking like Washington was trying not to get people hurt, and the Cowboys was doing cowboy shit, getting into the red zone and we can't score or have a turnover. So we was doing cowboy shit like we've been doing all year, right? But I want y'all evaluation, man. What you thought about Trey? We'll start with 21 first. What you think, Trey? 21.
So first of all, big shout out to everybody's here. WWE guy, big shout out to my boy Cuts by Jones. If you haven't checked him out, Rue, I tagged you in one of his cuts. Did you see it? The Longhorn chain.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's big shout out to Cuts, man.
What's up, Cuts?
Yeah.
What's up, Cuts?
Hey, big shout out to you.
That chain was sick. That chain
was
was sick as hell. I'm not gonna lie. That chain.
But as the wifey said, man, Trey looked like that's why he's a third string quarterback, man. You know, he looked good. You know what? To me, like there was some plays where I saw the gun, right? You know, he let it rip, and I'm like, damn, he got a gun.
He got a gun.
Yeah, but then you saw that one play where you know he just
Rico,
you know,
short arm and Tarico in the end zone. Yeah,
you know, then that just kind of told you everything. It was like, man, come on, Trey. You know, so you put it right, big fella. Trey Lance looked okay, right? You know, to me, it was a showcasing. I don't know if Jerry's trying to put him out there, maybe get some before his time is up, or maybe try and recuperate that fourth round pick, which I doubt. I don't see anybody really trying to get a Trey Lance, right? But we'll see. But yeah, he jacked Cooper Rush out of his money for that one.
All right, Rue, what you think about Trey's performance?
I mean, he did okay. I mean, you're playing the backup Commanders team. You did okay. You did all right. I don't have a lot to say because I don't really give a shit about the guy, to be completely honest with you. I just don't care. Because he's going to end up being my backup next year too. I'm going to go ahead and call it. He's going to be my backup next year, which he's not Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is a serviceable backup. A lot of people out there tell you he's the same guy as Dak Prescott, and I'm just like, that's asinine. Like, y'all need to stop it. Like, y'all play too much when you joke like that. It's just not funny. But he's a good backup. He'll win you a few games. Like, I mean, he did it last year. We needed him for 5 games last year. He went 4-1. Like, I can't be mad at a guy who's sitting on the bench, comes in cold, and can do something like that for your team. He's a valuable asset to me. Trey Lance was a top 3 pick. This is not how we're supposed to be talking about Trey Lance. And it's just like, is the verdict out? Could he pull a Sam Darnold and have, with the right coach, with the right system, with the right people around him, could he turn his career around? Maybe. I mean, he's here for a reason, I would think. I mean, he turned some heads in North Dakota State, but that was like 2020 when that was going on. So it's just one of those things where I'm looking at this kid and it's like, I'm not going to write him off, but I'm just mad because of how we got him, right? Like to spend a 4th round pick on him, for him to sit on the bench after Dak goes down, and it's like, all right, then why the fuck do we go get this kid? Like, you could have got this guy at any point. There was no point. Like, there was no reason to bring him in here if you were never just going to play him. And nothing that he did got me to the point where it's like, ooh, yeah, like maybe we got a quarterback competition next year. Like, no shot. I'm sorry. Like, forget it. It's ridiculous to even put that into the air. But yeah, man, I'm stuck. He did okay.
Okay. Kuiper, man, I need your professional scouting objective non-biased opinion on this. How did you think Trey looked?
He looked like somebody who just got the first game of the year that he could play in. He didn't look prepared at all. He just looked like he was going out there, do the simple routes, do the simple throws, but he couldn't make anything other than that. So you can't really say much about him. You can't really trash the dude because it was his first game in forever. He was just thrown into the fire. What more can you say about him?
Yeah, man. My thing. I made a TikTok about it. I was just like, well, Trey should have played 3 games ago when we knew we wasn't going to the playoffs. Okay, and dude. I said in the TikTok, I wish the NFL had a agreement with the UFL that they could send players to them to play, so they can get reps. Because Trey need reps. He really do. He really only played 1 year in college. He only played 1 year. All right, they won the national championship, so that's what hyped everybody up. Because Trey does have a big arm. You could see. Even on one scramble drill, and he was rolling out, man, he chunked that. I was like, damn, okay. I see the arm strength, I see the athletic ability, but he need to play football. And it's not helping to me him just sitting on the bench, okay? Yeah. But we know he's not starting here because you got to be able, just like that when Rico was wide open. I knew it was a scramble drill, but dude, I know he was like, okay, just a little touch, but his little touch, he got a fastball. Even Cowboy Corner said this long time ago. Trey got nothing but a fastball. He don't have a changeup. He don't have a curve. All his shit is fastballs, right? So on that play right there where you just need a little touch, it proved that he don't have it. Because Rico just biased. Rico like, damn, just dump it to me. Hell, I could have made that throw and shit. I can't throw from here to that damn wall next to me. It just ain't it, But I don't blame Trey for any performance that he had, even in the game, because I was like, man, we're gonna lose the game, but it wasn't important to me. But I was just trying to see what he had, you know what I mean? And it's just frustrating that you wait to the last game of the season and then you only played him just so you can screw Cooper Rush, who actually can play well for you, and then you're gonna sit there and say you didn't know. And that's what frustrates real Cowboy fans about Jerry, because he sits there and he lie in your face, and he's just like, man, I just pissed in your Kool-Aid, but it still tastes good, a little salty, but it's good. You know it's a lie, man. It's just frustrating. Man.
To me, with Trey Lance is, I just think that since the beginning, we all knew what it was. We all knew that they brought him in thinking, they weren't, because they brought him in even before they did the Dak deal. So I think they brought him in thinking, hey, we got this guy, he's young, we're gonna coach him up. But then they seen him in preseason, and they didn't like what they saw in preseason, and then all of a sudden we get the Dak deal done, right? So so I just think that whole trade deal, the whole 4th round pick giving up, I think it backfired on them, and they have nothing else to say but just
This is my only issue though with us picking up Trey. I actually didn't mind they got him, but the price they got him for. But this is the only thing that bothered me about Trey Lance. You were number 1 pick for the Niners, and they just let you go. The 40 fucking Niners just let you go. So, and I'm thinking, why would they just let their fucking 1st round pick quarterback, not a lineman, not a defensive end, not a corner, a quarterback, just go? And to me, as a Cowboy fan, that was speaking loudly. They let him go. The 49ers and everybody respect their front office and shit, and they just let him go. So I just like, I never could get past that. But one thing,
he was always trash.
One thing I can say is, I think the kid got talent, but man, he need reps at the ass. He need reps. He need live action shit. I think in the preseason, he need to play every snap. We don't need to see Cooper. We don't need to see Dak. He need to play every fucking snap, bro. Yeah. And I think he need to learn how to be a pro.
He needs a damn good QB coach. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
That too. That too. But like I said, I did like his athleticism in the game. I really did. Sure. I was like, okay, I can see it. Now he screwed up on that one read option he did. He kept it. He should have gave, but other than that, and then the fake touchdown pass. But then this is what kills me. That's what's been killing us all year, right? Red zone. Like St. Louis Joe said it earlier in the chat. We was in the red zone 5 times and got 1 touchdown. Dude, hey, did that not speak volume of our whole year? Did it not? Did it just remind you of every game? Go ahead, Rue.
That's an ongoing problem. That's been an ongoing problem. We had trouble in the red zone last year.
Yeah.
I feel like it's always they don't finish. They don't finish. And Mikey already brought it up in the chat. And that falls on the head coach. It straight up falls on the head coach. It is lonesome here without you.
Right? Hey, I'm just happy ain't nobody interrupting you.
I mean, it is what it is. I get used to it. That's why there's little pauses in my statements, because I'm like,
you're ready.
Right? Gotta hold on. What did I say? Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. So the red zone failures, man. It was a couple times where they said, "Oh, I think we're going to pound this in, and then let's wait the 4th down and try to." Dude, this irritate me so. And Rue, I'm so on board with you about Brandon Cooks. Why everything got to be deep or jump ball to the shortest fucking receiver we got on our team? It is asinine, dude. It was such. It was in the red zone.
The same guy he was, Chris. You didn't know,
bro. I was just like, okay. You brought in Mingo. He's our biggest receiver, right? You got Jake Ferguson, okay, and what's the kid, the other tight end, the big kid? I can't. What?
Luke Schoonemaker.
Not Scooney, the other kid.
You're You're thinking of
I forgot.
Span forward. Span forward.
Yeah.
Yes. Big guys, right? I can see you throwing fade and jump balls to the, but you throwing fades and jump ball to our shortest fucking receiver in the red zone. Every corner in the NFL now is 6'2".
Yeah.
He 5'9".
I don't even understand why everything's always schemed to him in the red zone either. I really don't get it. If you ever notice, and it goes back since he's been here. Like everything's schemed to him in the red zone. And obviously they're gonna do what they're gonna do with CeeDee Lamb. But I feel like they always scheme to him. Like, bro, he ended up, I mean, he had what, 8 touchdowns last year? It's not terrible. It's not awful. You know, he had a decent amount of tubs last year, but I feel like every single one was like wide open, not a contested catch in the bunch. And it's like, why can you scheme so good for him, but not for like Fergie down the middle or a CD or Turpin, for the love of God?
Yeah.
Like, Turpin is your guy to be the next Cooks. Like, if anybody on this roster is going to take a slant to the house or be able to go downfield, but even him with his speed, his size, man, it's hard without the size. You know, you don't have guys, you know, flying down the field with that rate of speed that are you know, that big anymore. You know, I mean, you're just not seeing it with that kind of speed. And it's, you know, everybody can't be Deshaun Jackson. You know, everybody can't be that.
Well, Armando, I 21. I want you to answer this to me. Brandon Cooks, every time you see him, they're throwing go balls, and he don't have the speed no more.
No.
And have you ever seen him this year separate?
Nope. And it's just, and we know he came back off of the injury too. So, you know, but it just seems that they're trying to like make sure he's implemented in that red zone, and you know, to me, it goes back to, you know, that play calling. You know, it's just, how can you not, you know, have something schemed up for the red zone that's not Brandon Cooks, right? And you know, we have so many weapons that we know we have. Like you just said, we got Ferguson, we got Turpin. You know, we brought in Mingo. He's that big receiver, and you can't, you know, you want to throw that fade, you know, post route to Cooks all the time, right? But I still think we got robbed after that Fergie touchdown.
I did too. I did too. I thought it was a touchdown too.
I thought it was a touchdown, right? But it's tough. It's tough when you know, when your best player on the field is the field goal kicker, man. You know, he comes up there and it's you know, you know it's automatic, but it's like, damn, you know, we got that muff punt, and you know, it's like, okay, here we go, and
3 points. 3 points. All right, Kuiper, give me your opinion, man. What can fix the Cowboys' red zone issues to you? What is the problem? Well, first of all, what do you think is the problem?
There's no clear number 2. There's not a number 2 on this offense for a wide receiver, and that's why they were trying to use Brandon Cooks in the red zone, because Mike McCarthy sees him as a number 2, but he's not. There's no big body number 2 to complement CeeDee Lamb, and then on top of that, you don't have a real power back. That's what teams use in the red zone. That's what your goal line is gonna be used for. You need the power back to punch that in, but there's nobody to really like throw the slants to. CD will catch those, but CD's gonna get double coverage every time in the red zone. So you don't have anybody else who can catch those slants, who will catch the fades. So to fix the red zone, go get somebody like that and get a true power back. Because the Cowboys have not had a true power back since Zeke was Zeke before he regressed.
Yeah. Believe me, regressing is a word. Oh, and by the way, congratulations, Zeke, for being signed by the Chargers. Hope they're not one and done because you're on their team. God, I hope it don't happen. I need them to beat Houston. I want them to beat Houston. One more thing before we get into this free agent list, because it's a long list that we got to get into. Michael Parsons looked really good in the first half. He was on his horse on the first half, man. And I want to publicly apologize to Michael Parsons. Let me tell you why. I was the number 1 leader of trade Michael Parsons guy. Okay. I was leading. I had the flag. I'm marching up and down Randall Mill in front of the stadium. Come on, man, let's just trade him and get fixed, right? And the more and more I watch Michael Parsons, there go Rue. He got jumped by his dog. His dog whooping his ass. the more and more I see
One more
Michael
day. This is
Parsons.
the last show in this house. This is
I
the
know,
last
I
show.
know.
You already see I'm naked. You already
I
see I'm
know.
naked back here. Like
So,
the
so
last show in this house.
the more and more I see Michael Parsons play with that lackadaisical defense, nobody else with pressure, and he does it all by himself. Man, they were breaking it down where he was getting triple. One time on one play, he got 4 people blocking him, and nobody else is doing a damn thing. In the NFL, man, especially if you're a defensive end or a rush linebacker, man, that's what you want is one-on-one. One-on-one, and it's just frustrating. And I'm off the trade Michael Parsons bandwagon. I'm off of it because, dude, without him, we get no pressure from no fucking where, and it is frustrating, bro. I'm gonna start with you, Kuiper, man. What you think about Micah's performance in that first half?
You can see how he affects the entire defense. How he truly makes he has ever since he's come back from the injury, the entire defense has looked completely different. You can tell Zimmer has loved having him back because he's calling plays that the Cowboys weren't playing or calling before he was there. He's just got an amazing twitch and speed to him that you don't see anywhere else. Very few linebackers, very few defensive ends have that twitch. And you know what? I was on that trade wagon too. I'm still a little bit on it, but with the Cowboys looking like they're gonna run it back with everybody, you can't. There's no way to trade him anymore.
Yeah. Rue, what you think, man?
Honestly, first and foremost, I owe Michael Parsons a fucking apology myself because I have been dogging Michael Parsons, man. I really have been very upset, and it's mostly because of how the season turned out and just how everything went. But Micah has proven that he'll put everything on the line for this team.
Yeah.
He truly believed that they were going to go to the playoffs. He was like, "We're not out of this yet," and he played like he wanted to make the fucking playoffs with Cooper Rush or whoever it had to be. It looked like that's what he wanted and that's what he thought that they could do. And obviously it didn't turn out that way. And, losing Overshown through that run was probably huge for him. But at the end of the day, man, Micah really, even with what he's saying in the media, talking about he don't even want to be paid the highest.
Right.
He don't even want that. He's like, I'd rather get the help than be paid more than anybody else is paid. I want to win. And that speaks volumes to me. When you say that publicly, like you put it out there that's how you feel and that's what you want, like, hey, man, I got nothing to say. How am I going to deny that? If you're going to put that out there, they're obviously going to use that in negotiation. Like, I thought this is what you wanted. And, for him to do that, it is very apparent and very obvious that winning is what matters to Michael Parsons, and that's what he wants. And he knows if he does it with that star on his helmet, it will be like nothing else.
And 21. This is what I'm glad Rue said that because I was pleasantly surprised that he actually said that. Right. Then it proved to me he's more than the diva defensive lineman. It's all about me. It's all about me. Okay. So what did you think about his comments about that? About because he's even talking about going to get the cheetah, man. Hey, man, you can take my money, go get the cheetah, put it on this team. Man, can you imagine the cheetah on this team?
That would be insane.
So what you think, 21, about that?
To me, what it says about Mike is that he does hear the noise. He hears the noise. He hears the fans because you guys came out and said, we apologize, and I'm on that same boat. We apologize to Micah because, we were dogging him, but this man came and said, you know what, I was injured. I'm here. I'm gonna make sure we get in. Obviously, we didn't get in the playoffs, right? But he put his team on his back and he said, let's do this, right? And for him to come out and say, you know what, I don't want to be paid. I want help. That's Tom Brady-esque right there, right?
That's the model.
That's what you want. You want that leader, and he's taking that role that we need, right? Sometimes you wish, he kind of, get in our quarterback's head and let our quarterback know these things, man, because we need that quarterback with that same grit, man.
Yeah.
So for Micah to come out and do these things, this is what you want, and this is who we got to build around with. Now we see it, right? So I'm excited. I feel like it's him just saying, look, I'm gonna be here, build around me, and let's get this thing done, right? And then for him to start recruiting like the cheetah, that's man. But let me ask you guys this: is he available, or do we have to trade for him?
Cheetah,
You got to trade.
You got to trade.
Huh?
Yeah, Cheetah basically said in
He
the
out.
press conference, he's like, man, I'm out this joint. And I was just like, damn, bro.
Only a million.
You gonna say that on your last game of the season? I mean, you mad, but hey, you gotta remember they was without their quarterback for 5 games. Okay. And they truly had no backup, man. And I was like, bro, they was losing games like 17-13 and 10-9, because they couldn't get their damn wide receivers the ball. But I don't think you could blame, their offense. I mean, I think you just got to blame shit. You didn't have a adequate backup, Can you imagine if Cooper Rush was on that team with the, they may have made the playoffs. They may have.
Who's gonna want a player that goes out like that and says something to the public like that shows so much lack of character? I wouldn't want that. I'm gonna be honest.
So Happy, you saying you wouldn't want the cheetah on your team with wow, okay.
No.
It is a bad look. Like, he's not wrong. It is a real bad look because he's still under contract, and it's not like he had some phenomenal year. Like going into this season, he's regarded as a top 3 receiver in this league. Yeah. Like, who are we kidding? The routes he can run, the speed that he has, the strength, the agility. Like, there's only one Tyreek Hill. There's only one Cheetah. Mm-hmm. And going into this year, it's like, you know what? Tyron Huntley or no Tyron Huntley, I've seen Tyron Huntley pull out some crazy-ass games. And it's really an indictment on Tua. He's clearly given up on Tua. He's out on Tua.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this wouldn't be happening. And obviously, man, since he left, the team he left for a couple million extra dollars, back-to-back Super Bowl champions without him. Nothing's worse than that.
I didn't think that was going to work.
In your old building, and they're on their way to win a 3rd in a row. First team in history to do so if they do it.
So
and he's going to be 31.
Where are you? On the fucking couch.
Yeah.
You're never a threat, never a worry, never a wonder.
So Cowboy Corner, this topic started because I was publicly apologizing to Micah because I was on that trade Micah train, right? And he basically said at the end of the day that, hey, bro, whatever you got to do to get players in here, you ain't got to pay me all that money. So what do you think about Micah's comments?
So when players come out and say, hey, I don't play for money, we've heard this before, right? And the guy is the number 1 paid guy in the league. His name's Dak Prescott, $240 million. Micah Parsons, he's saying that, but behind the scenes, he ain't negotiating. He has an agent. He's not negotiating that deal. The agent is. And the agent's saying the complete opposite of what Micah's saying. We've seen the same story with Dak. I don't play this game for money, but low key, I want the bag. I want the bank. I don't care about anything else. Talk is cheap, but that paycheck's expensive, and that they're not looking for a cheap paycheck. I mean, you and Micah knows better than to say that publicly. Deep inside, he wants that bag. He wants to take care of his mom for the rest of her life. He has a son that he wants to take care of. Generational wealth. He's looking to get the bag. I wished upon a star, and the star came to me. No, we just got lucky enough that no one wanted you when we traded with Philly and the Giants did with Devontae Smith and all that crap, and then we landed your ass. He's going to get his money.
And this is what St. Louis Joe brought up. Remember last year after the season they lost to Green Bay, and him and CD were on the podcast, and both of them said that we want to be the highest paid players at our position, right? But now he's saying no. So which one do we believe?
what really kills me about this whole situation, it's screams of repetitiveness. Because we did this exact same thing with Tony Romo, D. Ware, Des Bryant.
Right.
Now we're doing it with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and of course, Michael Parsons.
Right.
It just screams of the exact same behavior that we've been doing for years and years and years. And I mean, we've been going for 35 minutes now. So in my head, I'm just like, the fact that they're blocking Mike McCarthy from going to talk to the Bears just screams repetitiveness to me. And that's what scares me more than fucking anything. Because if we kept Mr. 8-8 here for how long?
10 years.
What are we going to do with the guy who got 36 wins in 3 years? What are we going to do with that guy when the other guy stayed here for fucking ever? The puppet.
We're gonna definitely get. I want to talk about that, Rube. But Ivan said he had something to say. Go ahead, Ivan. Go ahead, man. Welcome to the show. Ivan, you go.
Where's he at?
Hold on. Let me add him to. Are you there, Ivan?
You got to make sure your internet's connected.
All right, Ivan's not talking about. But let's get into this Mike McCarthy thing. They said that the Chicago Bears has asked permission. Hold on, he's back. Okay, Ivan, go ahead.
I think I'll trade Myles Garrett.
Myles Garrett.
Or first round pick.
You want to go get Myles Garrett?
Do you like that?
A first round
I don't
pick
know
for
about
Myles
now,
Garrett.
but I don't hate it.
Okay,
but
probably in
I don't really want to
2026.
trade for him.
2026.
I think the problem is the trade wouldn't work financially because
No.
Miles makes a lot of money, and you're gonna have to give players because in trading NFL they got to match dollars. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And a lot of times teams have to eat money. I don't think Cleveland will ever trade Myles Garrett. Well, but
He's all they
I
got.
take that back because what's his name? The other defensive end played for the Bears and the Raiders.
Khalil Mack.
Khalil Mack got traded 3 times. And so hey, Ivan, I would never say never. And I do like, man, Myles Garrett come back home to Arlington on the same team with Micah Parsons. That would be very scary. Go ahead, corner. Go ahead, corner.
I don't know if you can do a first, Ivan, but I think you might be able to do a second or a third, depending on, how the Browns see it. Or like how we traded Amari Cooper. Are we going to get out of that contract, right? Do the Browns get out of, I don't want to pay him again, we'll trade him, y'all go figure out the money. Because if you trade him for 1 year, I wouldn't give him a first-round pick. And the only thing you're inheriting is $19 million. The Browns inherit $36 million in dead money.
Ooh.
So it would be a good trade, except I don't want to do a 1 year first round pick. I would do a 1 year second.
Okay.
If I'm not going to work out those financials with Myles Garrett, I just want to rent him for $19 million for a year.
He's got 3 years
I
left on his
consider
contract. Well, 2 more years.
He got 3 more years, Kuiper?
2 more.
2 more years. You know what? I wouldn't be mad at that trade though. I wouldn't be mad at all if the Cowboys say, "Hey, I give you a 2 and a player for him." I'd be like, "Hell yeah!" Because dude, he coming back to Arlington Martin High School. He's from Arlington, Texas.
but when you trade for a player, he might have 2 years left. It's 3 total left. But you can negotiate that contract and make it a 1 year deal, and then you can let him test that market out later.
Hey, Ivan gave me something to think about now. Because I'm like,
yeah, you might have popped on.
Well, he has to be on board with that. That's a big risk for a player.
That's true too. I mean, it's just like what's our guy in Buffalo, the other defensive end that got hurt,
Von Miller.
played with the Rams, Von Miller. You know, Von Miller is that runner, that rent assassin. You know,
Yeah.
Running assassin.
Rent assassin. But man, if I had that guy on my Jesus Christ,
I mean, Miles paired up with Micah would be a.
Because you couldn't double team. Who you gonna double team? Who would you double team? Who would you double team?
You can, unless you're just gonna leave the middle open. Like I don't know what you're gonna do there. Like,
You can't run it, both of them.
You can't.
And imagine if you got Micah moving around too. You got Miles anchored on one side, and then you got Micah on the other side, or in the middle, or on the same side, or coming over. Like, could you imagine? Like, what?
I love the off-season talk.
I remember you remember a couple years ago when they beat New England in New England, and they did this for the first time. They had Micah Parsons, Sam Williams, and D-Law on the same side rushing the quarterback, and they got to the quarterback. And I was like, I only seen it one time. I was like, what? Why wouldn't you do that all the time? Because you got 3 pass rushers on the same side. Which one you gonna double? Who you gonna double? You can't. But that's when we had schemes and shit, and we were actually a good team. You know, we don't.
Man, you brought up a name I forgot about. Sam Williams, man.
Sam, yeah, and you forget Sam got hurt in training camp.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus. Well, look, man, do y'all want to get into this free agent list? Because it's a long one.
And how many
So
of
this
them
is
are
who
over
we're keeping
30,
or cutting
big fella?
at this point.
I got
right?
the ages too. I got the
They're
ages.
all like 9 or 10 of them are over 30.
Hold on. Let me share the screen. Give me
That's
1 second.
ridiculous.
Let me see.
There's a lot of people on that damn list.
I believe it's this one. All right. Share the screen. I'm gonna share this screen. All right. I wish I could. I wish I could.
You can.
I'm trying. I'm trying to figure out how to zoom it.
What kind of laptop?
There
should be a
microscope right there in the corner.
Yeah, there's in the bottom right.
You got to remember, corner, the big fella's over 30 as well.
Yeah, I'm over 30. I'm over 30.
Don't worry, I'm not gonna hack your banking account when I help you.
Hold on. All right, that's the best I could do. But I'm taking y'all off the screen. All right, so we got Zach Martin, he's 35. We got DeMarcus Lawrence, he's 33.
That's 2.
Brandon Cook is 32.
3.
Trey Lance is 25. Anger is 37. He's the punter. It don't matter.
4.
Eric Kendricks is 33.
5.
Jordan Lewis is 30.
6.
Lavelle Joseph is 37.
7.
Cooper Rush is 32.
8.
CJ Goodwin is 35.
9.
Hold on, let me scroll, bastard. Okay. Chuma Adoga is 28. Trent Sega, is that how you pronounce his name? Sieg is 30. Osa Adigizua is 27. Rico Dallo is 27. Chauncey Golston is 27. Nick Vigil is 32. I didn't know he was that old.
11.
He actually played pretty decent in backup role. Amani, what is that kid's?
Uruguay
is 29. Will Greer is 30.
12.
Darius Harris is 29. Carlos Watkins is 32.
13.
Carl Larson is 30.
14.
Our man Brock Hoffman is 26. Israel Ukwamu is 26. Marquise Bell is 26. Kevon Turpin is 29. I didn't know he was that old. Titus Wheat is 26. And Jahan Dotson is 25 years old.
Cut him.
You want all the 30-year-olds gone, basically.
Every single one of them gone.
Jesus. Okay. Now, the 130-year-old, you saying you want Jordan Lewis gone?
I was literally about to
Are you telling me you want Jordan Lewis gone?
He ain't gonna replicate what he did in this system, y'all. He's getting older. He had a foot surgery. We're acting like this guy is like year 2 Michigan. We got to get rid of
Honestly,
these
no.
old players,
It's
guys.
not
We
even
got to
about that.
let the new
It's
guys
honest-
come in.
It's honest to God, it's not about that at all. Because the fact of the matter is, he's a nickel corner. He's a good guy. He's a put in place guy. He's a guy that's for depth, and he's a guy that's cheap. It's not like he's going to be demanding serious money. You're not going to be getting him for like top dollar corner money. We're talking about a nickel corner that you use in situational football, which he's very good at. And I think you keep him for that reason. There's no way you're looking at top tier kind of contract from Jordan Lewis right now.
We're not, but Jordan Lewis is. He had a Twitter exchange with Jay Tuck. And Jay Tuck was like, man, woke up this morning thinking about keeping Jordan Lewis. And then I realized he might have played himself out of the Cowboys contract money. Jordan Lewis retweeted that and said, yep. Basically, he said, yeah. He said a whole bunch of other things, but he basically said, yeah, Jay Tuck, you're absolutely right.
I'd be surprised. I'm really surprised to hear that.
That happened today.
Of his age. If we're talking like $10-15 million a year for Jordan Lewis, I'm out. Like, no. But if we're talking like 5, 8.
8 is too much. That's too rich.
5 to 8 is not bad.
Jerry
would
wouldn't even sign Henry for 8.
I don't think that's a terrible deal.
Jerry wouldn't do Derrick Henry for 8.
All right, so I'm in agreement with a few of the 30 years old. I'm in agreement with Brandon Cook. Okay, I'm in agreement with DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
He missed the whole damn season. CJ Goodwin, I'm in agreement. He's 35 years old playing corner. He really didn't do much. Okay, Carlos Watkins really didn't do shit. He's 32. Other than that, man, those are the only 30-year-olds. And of course, Will Greer, he was just a,
Hey, what do you have against the long snapper is what I want to know. I haven't had to hear his name all season. What's your beef with the long snapper? I just want to know.
They got to be corner because
he says like 34 or however the whole he is, Trent Sieg or whatever. How old is Trent Sieg? 30. You said cut him. I said he's the long snapper. As long as I don't ever hear his name, I'm good. Like
we got to get younger here, dude. We got to get younger.
You gonna cut Brian Anger too, huh?
He's 37. You got to get you a new punter here somewhere.
Those guys always play till after 30. Like they always play
with his Parkinson's ass and let him punt a ball too.
What about Kendricks?
Brian Anger punted a lot.
Kendricks, I know he's slower, but he did play good. I mean,
we got a replacement in Maris Luafau.
It wouldn't bother me if Kendrick was gone. I thought he was just here for 1 year anyway. I think that's going to be a big draft position for the Cowboys as linebacker also, because you got to remember Olafsson is projected late in the season, maybe not at all. So
he ain't coming back.
Yeah, so you got to go linebacker in this draft too. Oh, Mike, you shaking your head? What's wrong, Mike? Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm agreeing with you, dude. Like,
okay.
I got a lot to say when it's last word time. Y'all go ahead.
Hey, that's why we brought this list up, because this is a conversation piece to me, And I asked the guys to give me your top 5 people. I'll go first, okay? So for me, and this is 6 to me just because I don't know if he's going to retire or not. Zach Martin, okay? I got Zach Martin at 6, okay? I actually got Jordan Lewis coming back. That's 1. I like Osa Odigizua. That's 2.
Odigizua.
Rico Dowdle. That's 3. Okay. I like Israel Okwamu. I like Turpin, and then also my man Brock Hoffman. He's I think it's called an executive restricted free agent. I don't know what that is. Corner, what is that?
So a restricted free agent means that it's called a tender. It's called a restricted tender. So if I put let's say I put a second round tender on Turpin, If a team wants to sign Turpin, the Cowboys can either match that contract, or the team that wants to sign Turpin can take Turpin, but they have to give the Cowboys a second-round pick.
Yeah, on Brock it says exclusive rights free agent.
That's correct. Yeah. So it's basically it's a restricted. So there's unrestricted, right? Where I mean they can go talk to anybody. Turpin, if they put
Turpin is a
tender
restricted.
on him,
Yeah, Turpin is restricted,
right,
but,
that's what I'm
but Brock
telling
is
you. If
Brock
they
is
put a restricted tender on him, the Cowboys have exclusive tags to him, and the teams have to either give up draft picks or the Cowboys have to match that contract.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 21. Who is your top 5, man, in this?
So I'm going with Rico Dowdle.
Battle 1.
Dowdle. We got to have Brock in there.
Brock is 2.
I was also going with Osa. Big
Osa
Osa.
Digizua. Okay, 3.
Shit. DeMarcus Lawrence.
DeMarcus Lawrence. You want Mr. Tired back. Okay.
Yeah. We gotta get him back, man. We gotta get him. We gotta get. And it just, man. Jordan Lewis. I'm gonna take Jordan Lewis. Yeah.
I like your 5. Rue, give me your 5.
First and foremost, it's Oso Digizua for me.
1. Okay.
Give me Brock Hoffman after him.
Okay.
I would do, and really the rest of these are in no particular order, but I would like to see Jordan Lewis back if it's not too crazy of a contract. And
what about Trent Sieg?
McQuamu. McQuamu is the other one. McQuamu. I liked Israel a lot, and I think he was a good player, especially for what he brought even this year. I'd take McQuamu.
You sure you don't want Brandon Cooks back?
Fuck no. Bye. See you later. On to your next journey, buddy.
Rico?
I bring Rico back. Rico did a hell of a job considering the fact that they really didn't even use him. So yeah, I'm bringing Rico back, and Zach Martin gets to do whatever the fuck he wants to do.
I agree with you. Yeah.
I've got Zach Martin gets to do whatever he wants. Gold jacket,
Right.
Hall of Famer. You do whatever you want, big fella. You want to come
All
back?
right.
You want to retire? You want to go somewhere else? I'd rather you stay here, but do what you do.
All right.
This is probably the only year he ever looked human to me in my entire life. It is what it is.
All right, Kuiper. Who are your top players on here, man, that you would like for the Cowboys to bring back?
Yeah. So first, Zach Martin is either retiring or he's going to be a Cowboy. So I don't think he counts. I'm going to go D-Law because you need edge and you need vets and you need rotation. So D-Law's first. Osa because God damn it, DTs are so hard to get and you guys just need somebody. Dowdle because you need a fucking running back and Dowdle actually did great.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go with Josh Butler because when he was healthy, that man was balling.
Okay.
And I think you guys put him at safety. He's gonna be a hell of a player. Was that 4?
Yeah.
I think 5. It's an underrated thing, but one of those QBs has to be re-signed. One of them. You're either gonna keep Cooper Rush because you know he's gonna work, or you're gonna re-sign Trey Lance because QBs are so expensive now.
Right.
Whether it's a backup or a starter, QBs are just expensive, period. You're seeing throughout the league, backups get traded for 4th round picks everywhere. So it doesn't make sense to me to not re-sign one of those players back.
That's true.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
It'll probably be Trey Lance. I can almost guarantee you it's going to be Trey Lance.
Hell, it wouldn't surprise me, Rue, if they re-signed both of them. It really wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. So up here, it's just like Corner was saying. So the UFA is a unrestricted free agent. The RFA is a restricted free agent, and the ERFA is an exclusive rights free agent. So the exclusive rights free agent, we got three. That's Brock Hoffman, Titus Wheat, and uh, Thomas here to safety. But Israel, let's
Man,
see,
I
let's,
forgot. Listen,
and
I
Marquise
forgot.
Bell is a restricted, and Kayvon Turpin. I think they make Turpin may outprice himself too.
Nah.
What did you think about Corner? What you think Turpin outpriced himself?
No, well, I gotta give Turpin props because I thought his return ability and his decision making on bringing out things were a lot better than past couple of years.
Yeah.
And then his route tree has gotten better and getting the ball passed to him, etc. I don't remember Devin Hester and his bank, but I don't think Turpin's can even get close to what Hester demanded at that market at the time. I know inflation back in the 1940s, $5 was $3 million in today's money, right? So like that's what I'm talking about. So I think now a team might get desperate and pay for him. You know what I'm saying? Just because they want that return ability, that special teams ace. But
He's 29. You got to look at that too.
Yeah, Turp is 29 years old.
But his NFL legs are like 3 years old.
Yeah, Turp is 29. Yeah.
And honestly, I tell you what, if you let him hit the free market, could you imagine him with an Andy Reid or a Kyle Shanahan or Ben Johnson or somebody like that?
Yeah.
Can you imagine him in that offense?
Yeah.
I mean, he's striving under Mike McCarthy. God bless him.
Who hardly plays him.
Yeah, never gives him a shot, never puts him in the right spot.
Yeah. So now what Mike said, cut all the 30-year-old. That's let them all go. That's 13 players.
14.
14 players.
Don't forget the long snapper.
We need a long snapper. Porter.
What happened?
So
We need a long snapper.
we can run the long snapper, the punter, both backup quarterbacks. No, just one backup quarterback. Defensive ends, Hall of Famers, and
Hall of Famers. What defensive end's a Hall of Famer?
No, I said and Hall of Famer. Zach Martin is a Hall of Famer. He's 35 years old.
Okay. Yeah, but dude, look at the age. How old is he?
35.
35.
Ooh, it's time for Zach Martin to go.
Dude, Kevin Zietler's 39 right now, and he's playing still great for the Lions. I don't think Zach Martin could have played great.
Because you got to remember, Zach was hurt all year. He was hurt all year, bro.
Yeah.
Look,
if your Hall of Fame old linemen stay good until they pass 40.
Yeah. Hey, if Tyron Smith is still playing with those flat tires he has.
Trent Williams.
How did he do for the Jets? I'll wait.
Shit, we knew how he did. How did the Jets do?
He was average. He wasn't that bad.
He still got them Stone Cold. He still got them Stone Cold Steve Austin braces on.
Yeah. Hey. Now overtime Mikey 3 said Zach Martin is washed already. Wow.
No.
Okay.
He was hurt.
I didn't know. I want to know if you're a Cowboy fan or not, but okay. I didn't see washed. I saw hurt.
Washed.
You didn't see washed?
I didn't see washed Zach Martin. I didn't. I saw hurt.
The ball was snapped. Zach Martin had Alzheimer's and just stood there. You ever seen that video?
But that's like you could see his back stiffened up throughout the entire year. So that's a lot harder for him to move.
I think that's cap.
Do you really?
I don't know. A Hall of Fame offensive lineman does not lose awareness like that quick. He does not lose the awareness to just move like
that quick. Absolutely.
Slower, yeah, but that looked like that was way too fast. Even the dumbest offensive lineman don't get.
You know how I know he messed? Because he was hitting himself in the face mask, knowing that he screwed that play up.
I I remember that play, Mike, but I think it was more or less because he knew he couldn't go. He couldn't go. He's been hurt,
he's
man.
old.
Dude, he played through 4 games being hurt, and he knew he shouldn't have played. The Cowboys literally had to shut him down. The Cowboys told him, man, go sit down, bro.
When the
I don't think he
time
was
is
washed.
up, we have to accept it.
Tyron was washed.
Tyron
I
was-
said
Tyron-
that for
What?
3 years. Tyron was washed, but the Cowboys kept bringing him back.
You
You
really
think
can't
that
say
works
somebody's
back to
washed
Pro Bowl level?
1 year. 1 year of him doing bad, you can't say he's washed because there's a lot of variables
bag,
that could go
great
into
Last
that.
body.
year,
In-
Kuiper. He
He
wasn't
wasn't
great
bad last
He
year.
was playing. Let's not discount the fact that he was playing on an O line that was put together.
A rookie O-line.
monkey all throughout the season. He was the only anchor on that O line, and I'm not saying he had a good year or whatever. He didn't have a good year, but let's think about his counterparts as well. You got Cooper Rush, a rookie next to you, who hadn't played center. He was
Cooper
playing
Beebe.
guard.
Cooper Beebe.
You had, excuse me, Cooper Beebe. I said Cooper Rush, didn't I? Cooper Beebe playing center. You've got obviously Tyler Smith, the anchor at left guard, and then you have Ryan Guyton, who's playing left tackle, switched over from right tackle, and then of course the turnstile next to him and Terrence Steele. I can't make any kind of excuse. Father Time is undefeated, but to say I would agree with Kuiper AZ when he says I could see him coming back next season better at full strength. You know, time to rest, time to get back. I can see him still being a very, very serviceable right guard in this league. He's still Zach Martin.
At
Like you're
35 going on
you're
30.
acting like he's out here playing like Terrence Steele. Even as bad as he was this year, he wasn't Terrence Steele.
I think you got to go back and watch tape, Rue.
Yeah, enough. So.
I think you need some of these. You need some of
You
these.
say his age.
He didn't have a good
offensive
year. He
lineman.
didn't. I'm not saying he had a good
He
year.
had a year last year.
He had a good year last year. What do you mean?
He was still one of the
Good
top
year in
ranked
23?
offensive linemen last year.
He didn't have a good year in 23. Wasn't he an all-pro last year?
Wasn't he all-pro last
second
year?
team
He
was
all-pro
all-pro last year.
I guess you know better than the all-pro decision makers now.
And
Now,
Zach Martin was.
Zach Martin wins.
Zach
Zach
Prescott was
Martin wins
second in MVP.
all-pro, and he's having a bad year. Really? Come on, dude. You're
Zach
acting up
Martin
now.
has
Now you're
been
acting up.
declining.
Can you confirm that? Was he an all-pro? I swear he was at least second team all-pro last year at right guard.
Yeah, first
Last
team
season.
All Pro in 2023.
No,
Now
he
you're
didn't have
acting
a
up.
good year.
The man was an all-pro. You're gonna
And
tell
he's
me
a.
he had
It's
bad
because of
year?
his name. It's because of his name.
No, AP does not
That's
take name into
ridiculous.
that.
His name,
Pro Bowl
his
is the name.
There's Darren Woodson's not in the Hall of Fame, and you want to talk about his name? Seriously? If anything, when it comes to stuff like that, we have a bias against us, not for us. Come on, now.
Zach
You
Martin has
acted
been
up.
declining.
He had one bad year.
Dude,
One
I
bad
was on
year.
a show
A year that he was
a
probably
month
hurt.
ago arguing with you guys, and they convinced me that I was wrong. I was sticking up for Zach Martin for nothing. He's been declining.
He had a
This
bad
year,
He
I'll
didn't
give you
have a
that,
good
but
year.
that was it. He had
I'm not
one
denying
bad
it.
year.
He had a bad
He was
season.
hurt.
Hey, opinions are opinions.
He had a bad season, but he's not washed.
I'm so proud of everybody. I'm so
Sucking
proud of
on
Even if
everybody
you
Everybody
because
shit.
declined in 2023,
I'm
this
so-
level to go from the tippy top to decline, he still even just a little bit, he'd still be a top 5 offensive guard last year if you'd said he declined. This year, yeah, but he was hurt a lot this season. So I don't think you could really push him out to say he's washed. You still gotta see what the man's he's. We see offensive linemen every year throughout the entire NFL play into their late 30s, and they're still elite. You see Trent Williams, Kevin Zeitler still playing. Shit, even Tyron Smith was a serviceable left tackle for the Jets this year. He was hurt, but he was serviceable.
Who'd you say?
Tyron
Well,
Smith.
Tyron
Tyron
Smith.
Well, I'm
He
so
was
proud.
serviceable.
I'm so proud of everybody. Normally, I'm the one to finish defending our old lineman, and I appreciate everybody doing it because this is gonna be a phone call between me and Mike. We're gonna go for an hour on this one because I hate his Notre Dame ass, but I love him as a Cowboy. Okay.
And I do too. I appreciate what Zach Martin did, but I couldn't let him go.
I respect him, bro, because he never bitched about money. He don't bitch about anything. He just go out there and do his job, dude.
Did he just hold out for money?
Stop it.
Did he just hold out for money?
Come on,
Stop.
man.
He did.
Just hold out for money?
Holding out. He didn't pull a Zeke or Emmett.
He held out at camp.
Because of that deal,
You knew he was gonna be there. You knew he was gonna be there week 1. Come on, corner.
He came in there like, why y'all playing with me? Just give me
because
money.
of that deal, the Cowboys are like $26 million of dead money for Zach
I
Martin.
don't want to hear about Cap. I don't want to hear about Cap. I don't hear about fuck him and his dead money. I don't give a shit about that. We have so much cap space.
He's a
available
free
to us
agent.
next season.
Is there still dead money?
Yeah,
How's there still dead money?
because they kept restructuring the contract.
We have so much money to spend, and that's the only reason they kept.
Dude,
The
we
only
have
reason we have all
$17
that
million
debt is
in the
because they
book
kept
right now.
restructuring him. They kept restructuring him. They kept changing his shit up.
Because he
That's
didn't
not
have to
his
agree
You know
to
how a
restructure.
restructure works?
He didn't have to agree to that. He didn't have to agree to restructures.
Dude, no. In the Cowboys contract, you don't agree to restructures. In a Cowboys contract, they can restructure you anytime, any place, any day. That's always been the Cowboys' way when it comes to contracts. That's why Randy Gregory had that contract debacle, and that's why he went with the Broncos, because they couldn't touch his money without his permission. That's why Randy Gregory didn't sign that contract, is because that lingo of restructuring the money. I'm telling you guys how dead money works. Is Rue, I owe you $40,000. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Holy
give
shit.
you.
He's right.
I'm gonna give you that in a signing bonus up front on my credit card. Okay. So you have your money now, but now my cap number, as I have $40,000 on this credit card, I still have to pay back. And the bank says I'll give you a year to do a balloon payment. So that credit card is sitting there off to the side waiting for that balloon payment. So when the cap rolls back around, that $40,000 gets taken out of my salary and goes straight into that credit card. That's how restructures work. So that's why Zach Martin's sitting at 26. We could have been done with Zach Martin 2 years ago, but he held out, and now we owe that dude $26 million on a damn credit card.
And he earned every cent. And you know what? He earned every cent of that damn money. I'm not going to cry over Jerry and his bullshit tears. The fact of the matter is, regardless of all of that, this team has a lot of money in cap space heading into next season. And it would take very little effort to get it done. Very little effort to get it done to create like $90 million worth of cap space for the upcoming year.
And you know the majority of that?
Very little effort to get that done.
$37 million of that is Dak Prescott's restructure. You really want to touch that contract? You want
That's
that credit card sitting on the book?
regardless. They just signed him.
They're going to do
That's
it anyway.
happening.
Yeah, they're gonna do it.
That's happening. What do you mean? Think about what they do. This is what they do. They're going to create the space. They're going to bring a lot of these guys that you don't want back. Like D-Law will be back. He'll be back.
Do you
I don't
know
want
our
him
opponents
back.
next
I
year,
agree
Lou?
that he shouldn't be back. He'll be back.
Do you know our opponents next year?
I mean, vaguely. I mean, I know.
If we keep the players that are coming back and we touch Prescott's contract, the opponents are obviously Giants, Eagles, Commanders twice. You got the Vikings, the Cardinals, the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Bears, the Lions, the Panthers, the Broncos, the Raiders, and the Jets. You maybe get 5 to 6 wins. Maybe. If you restructure Dak Prescott's contract, you have to go get better than all those teams to make it worth it. And you sit there and tell me with those opponents that we can make that happen.
If you knock it out in the draft and you create $90 million worth of cap space and you sign a guy like T. Higgins to this roster, very possible with that kind of cap space, bring him into this organization. If you sign a guy, there's a lot out there. I mean, shit, even Tyreek right now. You can hit on Tyreek. You can hit on what I just said. God damn it! I just blanked out on that shit.
T. Higgins.
And then there's T. Higgins, and I mean, dude, there's people that are available. Like, there's a laundry list of players that will be available coming up throughout the next season.
And tell me, in the last 5 years, what free agent we signed to make this team better?
Amari Cooper.
None.
That was a trade. We didn't get him in the free agency.
Listen, I'm just telling you
Hey, can
what
you-
they could do.
Right. But I know what they're
Could
not
do.
going to do.
What are they going to do? I have no fucking idea.
Oh, we know. We know they're
idea what
consistent
they're
at
gonna do.
fucking up.
But I'm just saying, there's really no excuse. You create $90 million in cap space and actually make the moves to put some players on this team. You could have a winning roster. We're not that far away from it. We just won 12 games the year before. We had a shit ton of injuries this year. They obviously, with our 12th pick, I'm thinking D-end. That's what I'm thinking. Marshawn Nealon be damned. Go get me another D-end with that 12th pick in the first round. I'm concentrated on the defense. I feel like the offense, you paid this guy more money than anybody's ever gotten paid in the NFL ever. He should be able to elevate some people. But if you go and get him a true number 2, and Jake Ferguson comes into his own, you have a solid O-line from what I can see throughout the end of this season, who's come a long way. And I think we finally figured out who we're going to put in these spots. You can still pick up another tackle in the draft or another guard. And then, because they've done that very successfully. You can't deny that. They've done that. And if you finally put some weapons around Dak Prescott, more than CeeDee Lamb, and go out and spend the big dollars and go get me like a T. Higgins, yeah, I think it's very possible that you can come back. And even with Mike McCarthy, at the very least, you're winning another 12 wins, 13 wins. You go into the season, we'll see what the fuck happens in the playoffs. And maybe with the extra added oomph on offense, you finally get there. And you add the extra pieces on defense, you finally get there. But at the end of the day, this is what I have to live with. So if you're going to ask me what do I think and what do I think is going to happen, I mean, fuck, it's two completely different answers because nobody knows what Jerry Jones is going to do. I might give up another fourth for a guy like Mingo or Trey Lance or whatever. But I have to live with it. But if you're asking me, it's very fixable. I've seen teams turn around in a year because of small, good moves that hit. Look at the Texans. And I get it. They're not that great right now. They're 9-7. They're probably going to be a first-round exit. But these guys were winning 3 games 2 years ago. And now, before the season, they're a Super Bowl contender. Let's not pretend that didn't happen. People said it. I'm not saying it was me. I'm not saying it was anybody on this show. But you can't deny the fact that people said that shit. You can't
Before the
tell
season.
me that a team that already really has an established core with Micah Parsons and Dak Prescott, you can't build around it and make it work. If you believe anything in this world, that is something that you can at least hang your hat on if they manage it correctly. Will it happen that way? Fuck if I know. Jerry Jones is my owner. I don't know what that man's going to do. But if you're asking me if it's possible and it's fixable, you're fucking right it is with $90 million in available cap space. Yeah, it's possible. The cap is an illusion. You can throw all these fancy
pretty
words
much
at
is.
it all you want. It's a fucking illusion, and you can make it work.
All right. So it's possible, but is it going to happen? Armando, what is the chances of that happening? 0 out of 100%.
Which Armando? We got 2. It's 21 and Kuiper. Which they both.
Well, I didn't. I said Mondo.
He's talking about you, 21.
0 to 100. What's the chances of Rue's rant of us going to get T. Higgins or Tyreek Hill or any of those guys that he just met? What's the chances? He says we don't know what they're going to do.
Let me try to do this real quick.
In your heart, we know
Let me
what
answer that.
they're going to do.
Well,
Absolutely nothing.
1%.
Let me answer that.
1%. I think there's
Go ahead, Kuiper.
Last year, right before CD and Dak, because that debacle was on its own. You guys had less than 20 million cap. That was an entirely different situation than what you have this year. This year, you have it right off the bat. You have it right off the bat. Yeah, you gotta re-sign a couple players, but you at least have it right off the bat. So it's an entirely different situation than last season. At least going into free agency. And Rue is right. The fucking salary cap is non-existent in the NFL. Look at the fucking Saints. How the fuck do the Saints every single year are able to actually add free agents
Eagles
when they are in
Eagles.
the worst salary cap situation in the entire NFL every single season? So the Chiefs have been starting to fucking do it too. The Chiefs do it now too.
Yeah, Chiefs, Eagles do it. The
Kuiper.
Bills are doing it now. Well, the Bills got rid of Diggs, so that helped them. But yeah, it's a lot of teams that we were bitching last year that Jerry said he didn't have money and he had money. So
I know this is
much.
off-season
Now it's
talk,
this much.
but Kuiper, I love your inputs on the players. 100%. You know your shit when it comes to the draft talk, when it comes to players on different teams, etc. But do you truly know, Kuiper, this front office?
A little bit.
Do you truly
I
know
know
Jerry, Stephen, and
Jerry
Will?
Jones is. He's a stingy ass motherfucker, but
No,
I'm
he
just
ain't
saying,
stingy. He's
at the
incompetent.
same
He's an
time-
incompetent GM.
I know
not
a lot about incompetent GMs. Shit, I have the fucking stingiest owner in the NFL.
I gotta
know
say
all
though,
about that shit.
Corner, just real quick, just one thing, because I get it, right? It's probably like a 30% chance that this actually goes down the way I really want it to go down. Maybe, right? Like maybe Jerry like bumps his head in the middle of the night and he's like,
Maybe
you know what?
10%.
I'm actually going to do something for this organization to make them a better team. But until that day comes, right? Think about this for a second. This is the first year in a long time, that he's been called out like this. Like, people shit on Jerry all the time. It's nothing new. It happens all the time. But this feels different. He might just make moves out of spite. Like, see, I always told you I could do this shit. Like, that's what it feels like to me.
It has been different. It has been different.
He's such an arrogant fuck that because people have been just heckling the fuck out of him and social media and the fact that he's even more engulfed into everything, and it was such a bust of a season, and you're staring at all this money that you literally have after you just told your fan base you were going to go all in. Now's your chance to actually do it. And if that can give you just a smidgen of hope that he might do something this year. The problem is, what's he going to do, right? Because is he going to go out and spend money where he should? Or is he going to go out and find like another...
I think Corner's head about to explode. Go ahead, Corner.
Because you're saying Jerry Jones's back is against the wall. It was against the wall at the trade deadline when we needed a running back desperately, and they go get Jonathan Mingo for another 4th-round pick. You trust
The
it?
trade deadline is different, though. The trade deadline is so much different than the free agency. Because in the trade deadline, you need two partners.
We needed more than another wide receiver. We needed more than a wide receiver. We desperately needed that running back, and they go get Jonathan Mingo.
Who was open, though? Because NFL teams rarely make a trade at the trade deadline. It's
They know
rare.
Jerry's gonna squander, and the Panthers got a 4th-round pick for freaking Mingo. Fuck
Yeah, that
Mingo!
was the stupidest shit ever. Yeah.
They just giving away 4th-round picks like that and shit.
Idiots to
Hell
go be smart.
Hey, 21, did you see how he said Mingo? Fucking Mingo. He never curses either. Corner is upset about that. I was frustrated about that too. I was like, at first I said, me who? Me what?
No, but
I didn't even understand why. Like, what was the point of that? Why?
in all seriousness, though, I know what Corner's talking about. Like, we know this front office doesn't do shit. We talk about free agency, and we talk about it every year, and there's just no free agency for the Dallas Cowboys. We all know that. I think we could go back maybe I know last year was our inaugural year, but even on the show we were on before, we talked about free agency, and we don't do free agency. We don't do free agency. This team lives off of the draft. It's for us. It's all about the draft. Are we gonna hit in the draft, right?
Think about this too, though. You guys saw that list. That's 20 players at the least that is going to be leaving this team.
Yeah.
They got to sign somebody. Even with the draft, you're getting at most 10 players from the draft. He's got to sign somebody. He's going to be forced to sign players to the roster.
But it ain't going to be on day 1. It ain't going to be on day 2. It's not going to be on week 2. It's going to be week 3 of free agency, Kuiper.
It's still got to be something.
Cowboys in free agency. We don't sign players in March. We sign them in April.
I honestly believe this is just my honest opinion. I think it's going to be different this year because he's seen how big of a disaster the last couple of years. I said it's going to be. I think it's going to be different. I didn't say it will be different. I said it should be different. Because,
I'm gonna change this.
I'm gonna change.
I'm not gonna change no more. I'm gonna change. I'm gonna change, man.
He busted out baby boy on your ass.
So I honestly think, man, with that amount of money, the Cowboys. I mean, what you hanging on to it for? Which is just to look at it. I mean, really, man, you got to improve the team because the reason I think it's gonna be different this year is because remember how we discussed when we started the show last year, and we were seeing the Eagles improve their team. When you kept seeing Washington improve their team, when you was watching the Rams trying to do some, people kept adding to their team in the NFC, and we stayed pat and we lost players, right? And we didn't even do anything about it because Jerry thought, hey, man, we'll draft and develop team. Well, that shit didn't work. Okay. So it seemed like everybody we draft is already hurt. Leighton Van Der Esch, people like this.
Every single top team in the NFL today, right now, at the top of the pyramid, did something in free agency.
And that's my point because they're trying to keep pace because they want to stay at the top. The Cowboys didn't even think about doing anything because they figured with the players they had, we was going to keep pace. And do you need support players? We got superstars, but it don't mean shit if the support players can't support you. It don't mean anything. And that's all we saying. And just like looking at the free agent list and everything that we were talking about, there's some free agents on there that are starters, man. And even like Brock started at the last 6 game of the season, he proved that, hey, man, I can play in this fucking league. Why am I sitting on the bench? It's a bunch of players on the team that can play. And you say you let Jordan Lewis go, and I was like, okay, I don't understand. Well, who's gonna play that nickel corner? Okay, you go draft somebody.
Chris Carson? Isn't that what he was drafted for?
Kalen Carson?
Oh yeah, Kalen Carson. Yeah.
No,
Carson is on the fucking
overhyped. He needs to go too.
Yeah. So
Corey wants everybody.
He just got here.
I understand his frustration though. I went through this shit 2 years ago. That's why I kept telling you guys this year, like this looks legitly like a fucking rebuild because I went through the same emotions he's going through.
And see, this is my whole point. Why you can restructure everybody, but please don't touch Prescott's contract. You can literally get out of that contract in 2 years. I
just saw the graph of it, and they're gonna touch his, and they're gonna touch CDs.
But don't if you're gonna touch Dak, don't do the full $37 million. Don't, because they could have restructured $40 million, the total $40 million of Dak Prescott, and turned that into signing bonus, right? They could have. They only touched $5 million. Now, if you want to touch Prescott's contract and just sign your draft class, by all means, $5 million, whip-de-doo, Basil. What does it all mean, right? Don't touch that contract heavy. You can get rid of this freaking fraudulent quarterback in 2 years.
He's not a fucking fraud, bro. He's not. He's not a fraud.
He ain't getting younger. He ain't getting healthier. He threw a football and his hamstring said adios.
I can tell what kind of friend Mike is. When he down, he gonna fucking kick you.
Maybe with
He'll
sarcasm.
start calling
Maybe
his
with
ass the
sarcasm.
Viper. He like, fuck, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna attack when you down.
Kick
Fucking
you,
man.
slap you in the chest.
Fucking
spit in your
hamstring
face,
is
tell you to get the hell
fucking
up.
hamstring is hanging off his bone, and you worried about how much money he's making. God damn.
No, it ain't about the money. It's about the salary cap. Because what was the talk? Y'all said it to me. You're
Didn't
forced
Kuiper
to
just
sign
explain?
him.
Did Kuiper just explain that the salary cap don't mean shit in NFL?
It does in
You can
Jerry's
get
world.
you can
For
get who you
31
want.
other teams, it doesn't. But for us, it does.
Yeah, for Jerry.
We call it pie.
Okay.
We call it pie.
I
For
guess
Jerry
we'll
and
see.
fucking what's his name? Catboy, Steven.
Steven.
Steven. Would you call him Cap
I
Boy?
had this argument earlier today because I'm telling you right now, signing him at the witching hour made no sense to me.
Zero.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand why they did that. And then I got into an argument with Beat because he told me
panicked.
if they wouldn't have done that, they would have got to the end of the year and it would have been a bidding war for Dak Prescott. Instead of $60 million a year, we'd be paying 65, which I was just like bullshit because nobody else is getting paid right now. Everybody's already gotten paid. We're already bumped it $5 million from the highest salary that there already was. Anybody who was willing to pay $65 million a year, honestly, they can fucking have it. Because, dude, why? Like, 65 would just be insane. 60's insane. But, I mean, at the end of the day, when guys like Trevor Lawrence are getting 55, Dak Prescott's getting 60, and it's like, it is what it is.
I guess my thing on this, man, I just don't count NFL players' money. I just don't. I mean, everybody's so upset about him making 60. A next quarterback is gonna make 70, and you gonna complain about that. Then the next quarterback is gonna make 75. Who gives a shit?
I don't care about the money. I don't. What I care about.
You keep bringing it up.
What I care about. I'm talking about the salary cap money. Salary cap money. I can care less. He could buy 10 houses and knock them all down. You won't hear nothing out of me. But when I talk about my Dallas Cowboys, my team, and my team's future, you can't have Dak Prescott in it past 2027.
Is that Dak Prescott's fault? Or is it the front office fault?
It's his agent's fault for doing a good job.
No, it's not.
For doing a good job. It's his agent's fault for doing a good
So
job.
in that, you'd say the front office for agreeing to that.
It's
shit.
100% on the front office. Like, let's not be.
It's his
It's not
agent.
yeah, but everybody blames Dak for what the money he got.
Dak
He didn't
wouldn't have
force the
got that
Cowboys to pay
money.
him $60 million.
Dak wouldn't got that money if Trey Lance didn't throw 5 picks, and then if Dak Prescott didn't stand up there with tears in his eyes talking about if they don't want to sign me, it tells a lot. Then they all freaked out and said, "Here, Dak, here." And then all the Cowboy fans got what they wanted, an aging quarterback who tore his hamstring off the bone throwing a football. It's only going to get worse from here, guys. We've seen this play out with Romo. Y'all got what y'all wanted.
I disagree.
I disagree.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
Bam. Mic drop. motherfucker.
Hey, Corner know I love his ass to death. See him, Kuiper, and Rue are the 3 people you can call if you want a good sports debate for about an hour on the phone. you call them. If you just want to get some shit off your chest, call them.
But if you're down, I'm going to kick you.
Yeah, the Viper. You need to change your name to Cowboy Corner, the Viper. He gonna bite your ass when you're down.
I'll leave that one for Randy Orton.
Hey, well, look, let's talk about these picks last week. We got to give it to 21. All right, Lone Wolf's pick last year. Rue picked the Panthers, and everybody did not pick the Panthers. I picked the Seahawks, and everybody else picked the Rams. And 21 had 2 Lone Wolf picks. He picked the Bears and the Lions when everybody picked Minnesota and Green Bay. Congratulations, 21, with those 2 Lone Wolves picks.
Yeah.
He wait till the end of the season to get sexy. But Rue won the week as usual. Rue went 10-6. I still don't know how. I had to go back and count that shit over. But it was but no, because it was one of those weeks that, man, it was just up in the air.
Yeah.
Well, there was
21
so
went,
much bullshit.
yeah,
There was
21
so
went
much
9-7. Mikey went 9-7. Cowboy Corner 8-8, and Dallas Cowboy Chris went 8-8.
We
And
learned from Jason Garrett, didn't we?
yeah, we did some Jason Garrett type shit, but yeah, I had to put that up. I said 20 because when I was going through this, I say 21 had 2 Lone Wolves by itself.
The Vikings got me, man. The
21.
Vikings got me. I didn't expect all of you to pick the Vikings. I thought everybody was going to take the home team, and I don't know how I didn't pick the Lions on that shit, but the Vikings sold my ass and then sold me
I
out.
just
in that
thought
game,
the
bro.
Vikings
4
was gonna
red
play
zone
better.
appearances, 6
Yeah.
points. That's terrible.
You got to think about it, man. Normally they get in the red zone, they score, and they
Yeah.
pull the Cowboys.
He just
So,
missed, man. He couldn't.
That
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the score if they would have scored in the red zone? That game would have
Bro.
been fucking down to the wire.
It would've been
You know?
It would've
So,
been
you know,
great if he
hey.
was scoring on those drives.
And it was just unlike the Vikings that game, man. They just wasn't putting the ball in the end zone.
He just off. He was just off that day.
Just
He
a
was
little
off.
bit.
Throwing the
He
high
just
ball,
over
man.
the
That's all he
game.
was doing.
I was like, God dang, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he right there.
Right. So let's get into Saturday's matchup, man. If y'all got any in-depth anything y'all want to discuss about it, we can. We got the Chargers at 11-6 on the road in Houston to the Houston Texans, who's 10-7, who needed a big win this last week. They needed that win bad because if they would have limped into the playoffs, well, I think they still limping in there. Houston problem is they can't block nobody. They can't block nobody. And they're gonna have to try to run against the Chargers, man, because the Chargers can get to the passer. On this one, man, I got the Chargers going into Houston and getting this win. 21. What you got?
I got the Chargers. I think the Texans are just barely getting by, and yeah, I think I got the Chargers on this one.
All right. Rue, who you got in this? And if you got any commentary on this?
The Texans are a shell of themselves. They look nothing like they looked in the beginning of the season. The only solace that they really have to hang their hats on is that they've played a lot better at home than on the road. And CJ Stroud has played a lot better at home than on the road, but he doesn't look right. He looks like ever since he little brother tried to big brother Caleb Williams, the man has not looked the same.
Right.
At all. Like,
Right,
I don't know if he just got in his own head. He started reading his own press clippings. He just thought he was, he figured it out. You haven't. And it shows because it looks very bad. And the bottom line is I'm taking the better coach, I'm taking the better quarterback, and I'm taking the better overall team. And today, as of right now, that is the LA Chargers. And they have JK back. Lad McConkey is looking like a fucking steal of a draft pick. Like, God bless. Lad McConkey is a force to be reckoned with. Love Lad McConkey right now. Thank you for the fantasy points, my guy. You hooked me up big time. Love that kid. What do you call it? And they have the right coach. Harbaugh is a phenomenal coach. Knows what he's doing. Knows how to win in these situations. And, on the road or not, Houston's not that far off. And, I've been to that stadium. I've sat in that crowd. They don't even believe it.
Okay. Cowboy Corner. Who you got in this game? And if you got any commentary on it?
No, it's a fresh season. They're both teams are 0-0. And I feel like the Texans can start this thing over for one game. All right, I'm picking against the enemy, and the enemy is Ezekiel Elliott. He wasted 17 weeks of my life and Rick Dowdle's life and Dalvin Cook's life and Deuce Vaughn's life. So it's time for him to go sit on the couch with those guys. Give me the Houston Texans and F Zeke.
All right. Kuiper, AZ, baby. Your pick and your commentary on this game.
I got the Chargers, plain and simple, because the Chargers have one thing that the Texans do not, and that's playoff experience directly from their head coach. He knows exactly what to do in that locker room, what to say, how to get his players ready. And DeMeco Ryans really doesn't. He hasn't coached a team into the playoffs before. So I'm going with the guy who has done it, who has gotten to the Super Bowl before.
All right. So we got the hated Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Baltimore Ravens. This is my commentary on this. Baltimore is going to beat the shit out of the Steelers. 55-2. 55-2. Because the Steelers refuse to throw the ball. They want to continue to run the ball. They're going to Baltimore, where it's going to be cold, a division rival, and they cannot stop Lamar Jackson. This is the only game in this playoff I'm going to pick Lamar Jackson over anybody. Give me the Ravens. 21.
Yeah, I got the Ravens.
All right. Rue.
If there's anything you can guarantee in this world, it's taxes and the fact that the Steelers will somehow make the fucking playoffs. This is the most surreal thing, dude. How are they here? And forget it.
They started 10-2. That's how they were there. They started 10-2.
How do they keep doing this shit? They started half the season with Justin Fields. And they're 10-2? Like, how?
Man, you gotta respect
how
Mike Tomlin.
Are you here right now? Like, you know what? Tomlin gets a lot of shit.
He should be
He does.
fired. He should be fired.
I'm just saying, you see, it's because of this shit. Tomlin gets a lot of shit.
He should be
that
fired.
turns chicken into that dude turns chicken from chicken shit all the fucking time. He is consistently in the damn playoffs in a very, very tough division. So I give him credit for that. But his team is going to get their shit pushed in this game. It's going to be bad. It's going to be really bad. The Ravens are here to fucking play. Lamar Jackson should be the MVP this year. He's not going to win it, but he should be the MVP this year. And I think it's the Ravens' year. I'm really rooting for the Ravens. Be more Ravens flock. They cover that big ass fucking spread too. Give me the Ravens big over the Steelers.
Cowboy corner.
Derrick Henry, $2.50. He's running for 250.
Woo.
Ravens all day.
Kuiper.
4 games. A 4-game losing streak.
5 games.
5 games. Going into the fucking playoffs like that, dude? Jesus Christ. Nobody in that locker room believes that they're going to win that shit.
He should be fired.
Their offense took a shit. Like, they really just cannot do anything on offense in that entire losing streak. Nobody thinks that they're going to win. Give me the Ravens all damn day.
And we'll discuss this later, but Mike Tomlin to me is Jason Garrett with a defense. He sucks. I don't give a damn what y'all keep trying to give Mike Tomlin love. Y'all give him love because he ain't had no losing season. If this happened to the Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy losing 5 fucking games going into the playoff, every last one of y'all would say he need to be fired.
Time out.
He has a ring though.
But Tomlin is not.
He got
working
one.
with
Mike McCarthy got a ring.
Not with that team. Not with the Cowboys.
Tomlin hasn't had a
Not with the
quarterback. Time
They
out.
fired
Tomlin
his ass
hasn't
though.
had a
Green Bay
quarterback
fired
since
him.
Ben Roethlisberger, and McCarthy led Aaron Rodgers to an under 500 season in his prime.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Broncos versus the Bills. The Broncos who snuck in there because Kansas City said, nope, Joe Burrow, we don't want you in here because you're too dangerous. So we're sitting everybody, and our mother didn't even come to the games. That was just a display of like, we don't give a fuck. We're on a 3-week bye. But the Broncos is going to the Bills. I honestly think the Bills is going to the Super Bowl this year. Give me the Bills big. 21. Who you got?
I got the Bills.
All right. Rue.
The Broncos had a great warm-up game last week, I think, against the fierce Kansas City Chiefs. That turned out.
That was a scrimmage. It was a scrimmage.
They had a fierce opponent in the Kansas City Chiefs. 15-1 at the time, and they beat the shit out of them boys.
All right.
Carson Wentz is a monster, man. I'm telling you. But listen, I actually, the Bills feel like it's their time. It just feels like it's their time. They've multiple AFC Championship game losses. Their quarterback is probably going to win MVP. But the Broncos just feel like a funny team to me in a great situation. Like they're not going to be, the cold's not going to affect you from Colorado. Like cold's not a big deal. They get snow all the time. I'm sure, Chris, you've experienced that. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not saying that they're going to win. I like the number though. I like the number. I feel like they cover it. I feel like they cover. I feel like they keep it close. I feel like, and really, I think that's all the Bronco fan base even wants. They just want them to be competitive in this game because the future looks bright for them with Bo Nix. But I think the Bills win, but it's a close game.
All right, Cowboy Corner.
I got a $20 bet. Got the Broncos or Ganoes. Give me the Bills.
All right, Kuiper.
Man, it's just if the Broncos had a veteran QB, I would pick them as an upset. But having a rookie quarterback in the playoffs just sucks. That just sucks to have. Don't get me wrong, Sean Payton is a great coach. He's been there before. He's been in the playoffs, knows his shit, but you just can't pick against the Bills when they're playing a rookie QB.
All right. You got the Bills.
Tomlin did something that Sean Payton couldn't do. He got Russell Wilson to play.
The Packers versus those hated punk ass trick ass Eagles. The Packers let one get away against the Bears on Sunday. One of 21's lone wolf picks. And, I said the Eagles was going to be one and done, but after the Packers' lackluster performance on Sunday, it really bothered me. I thought the division rival, I thought they would at least come out there and put it on the Bears, to like, as Tom Landry used to say, streak into the playoffs, but they stumbled their ass into the playoffs. And this is a rematch from the Brazil game, which the Eagles won that one too. Unfortunately, God damn it, give me the Eagles. 21.
Yeah, I hate to say it, and then Jordan Love lost one. He lost one of his top receivers too. So yeah, I'm taking the fucking Eagles.
Yeah, Rue.
I hate the Eagles, or I hate the Packers so much right now. Like, why do you have to be such a shit team like now? Really? What was this shit last year? What the fuck, man? I hate this game so much because it's like this would be such a slap in the goddamn face. Like, this team is not as good as everybody said they were, and I don't know. I feel like they're just in shambles, right? Like Christian Watson's out. I don't think he's coming to play this week. They really don't have a number one receiver. Like Jalen Reed, I guess, he's pretty good, but he's still a rookie. Like he's a young guy, and it's just like I really thought that the Eagles were just going to be a one and done. I really didn't think that the Eagles were going to go, and I don't think they'll go past the divisional, depending on how it all pans out. But I really thought the Packers would be better coming into this game, and I just can't pick them to win because I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know what I'm going to get from Jordan Love. I don't know how healthy he even is.
Yeah.
I feel like he's kind of been patched up and Band-Aid up throughout the entire season too. Like, it's a bad spot. And you're in Philly. Weather shit. Which obviously, I mean, it's Wisconsin, but still, give me the Eagles, I guess.
All right, corner.
Anybody but the Eagles. F-U-C-K. Fuck those Eagles.
I agree with you. All right, Kuiper, who you got?
I don't see a matchup in this game that the Packers are really winning. Across the board, across the roster, I don't see a matchup where they're better than the Eagles in anything. Maybe Jalen Hurts versus Jordan Love, but Jordan Love just hurt his hand. Literally, that's why he was out last game. He fucked his hand up. So I think this is an easy win for the Eagles because I don't think the Packers have anywhere that they have an advantage.
Right. All right. Our last game on Sunday, we got the Commanders versus the Buccaneers. Commanders with the last second touchdown over the Cowboys to Scary Terry to break their little record. And the Buccaneers with the cool thing they did for Mike Evans, getting him those 5 yards so he can get paid. I appreciate. I really love that for him.
That's a culture.
Yeah, I love that, man. The players and everybody went crazy over that, man. I do appreciate that. I actually think this is gonna be a shootout. I really do. I think this game is gonna be in the 30s on both sides. I'm only picking the Buccaneers because they're at home. If this was in Washington, I'd pick the Commanders. I'm just picking the home team on this one because give me the Buccaneers. 21.
Give me the Bucks. I've been to Tampa, and the crowd gets crazy over there. It gets loud out there. You know, the Tampa Bay they show out for their team. So yeah, I'm taking the Bucks at home.
All right, Rue.
I agree with you. I think these defenses are going to let up some points in this game. And bottom line for me, man, I love watching Baker Mayfield this year. And how fitting is it that Dan Quinn is 12-5? Like, that's so annoying. It's so annoying.
They got a quarterback. Think about it. David Quinn really ain't done shit to their defense. Their offense have improved tremendously.
Yeah.
When they got a quarterback, bro, you can tell the difference than a quarterback night and day for Washington. That's just my opinion.
And I know Kuiper's about to tell me their OC is going to shit the bed anyway in this game. I know that's what he's about to tell me. And the fact is, I like the Buccaneers' run game better with Bucky Irving. I like their pass game better. They have more weapons with McMillan and Evans, and they Baker Mayfield's players around him played their fucking hearts out for him, and they're going to win their home game, playoff game. Give me Baker Mayfield in the Bucs.
Cowboy corner.
It's the Commanders for me.
Ooh, okay. Got the Commanders. All right. Kuiper, who you got?
Yeah, Bucks. Cliff Kingsbury. Fuck that dude. Right off the bat. Fuck that dude. I can't believe. I don't understand how the hell he's in the playoffs. To be honest, he wants to go get a head coaching job. That team's fucked. Whatever team gets him is completely fucked because he was terrible as a head coach. I could, he got better as an OC, whatever. But again, it's a rookie QB in the playoffs. I will bet against a rookie QB in the playoffs every single time, 10 times out of 10. So give me the Bucks.
He wants the Bucks. All right, the Monday night game. I hate when they put them on Monday night, man. I hate that, but it is what it is. This is actually going to be a good fucking game. And I honestly don't know who to pick. I want the Vikings to win so bad because I want the rematch with Detroit. I want it so bad, but I don't know. They drew the Rams at home. The Rams lost. Didn't Kuiper? Didn't y'all beat them this weekend?
No, they lost to the Seahawks.
Oh, the Hawks. The Seahawks beat them, all right? I don't know who to pick in this game. So I'm going with the home team. Give me the Rams. 21.
I got the Vikings. I think we see that Detroit matchup again. I got the Vikings.
All right, Rue.
I think this is the only home dog in the playoffs, which is justifiable. Right, it's only like a 1.5 point spread, and it's the Vikings who are 14-3, and for unfortunate reasons they have to play a road game. This game is hard for me because the Rams were like a dark horse for me in the NFC. I really thought the Rams could make some serious noise, but I just think what we saw from Sam Darnold is not who he is this season. That game against Detroit, lights were brightest, biggest game of the year, 2 14-win teams. He got wide-eyed a little bit, and he fumbled the bag. But I think that game is essentially, it felt like a playoff game. Prime time, all the eyes are on you. You're fighting for the number 1 seed. It felt like a playoff game, and I would say that loss might have been just the right kick in the teeth at the right time, better then than now. And I feel like the Rams secondary is pretty porous. And with guys like Addison, Hawkinson, Jay Jetta, Sam's has got to be on target, and they should just sail on through for a victory. Because Rams at home or not, there's going to be
It's gonna be Vikings. Vikings is gonna take over the stadium. Because everybody take over their stadium, so that ain't nothing new.
It very well could be a home game for the Rams or for the Vikings
yeah.
in LA.
Yeah.
Them dudes would love to get out of the cold and go chill in some 75-degree weather, I'm sure.
Exactly.
So pack the kids up, have yourselves a vacation. Skull Nation's got it. Give me the Vikings.
All right, corner. Who you got?
I don't know. This game could go down crazier than Antonio Brown's Twitter page. Give me, dude. That's insane. I love this Twitter, dude. I crack up every time.
CTE.
Yeah, this game could be crazier than that. Give me the Vikings.
All right. Kaipa, who you got, man?
See, I'm gonna say fuck the Rams. But this is why fuck the Rams, okay? The matchups 1000% work in the Vikings' favor. 2 ways, because the Rams secondary is dog shit. And the Rams offensive line, as of late, has been injured. Rob Havenstein's probably not going to play. That's their starting right tackle. And they've been getting shitted on with their backup. What do the Vikings love to do? They love to blitz. They love to bring the pressure. They got the guys for that. And Matthew Stafford, when Matthew Stafford gets pressured, he plays like Trey Lance. He's just completely dog shit with pressure. So I think the Vikings cruise by this game, to be honest. Okay. So give me the Vikings. Fuck the Rams. Fuck them.
I love how he dog out that division. Everybody in this division, he hate them all. Hey, just like, man, it was killing me to pick the Eagles. I was like, dude, I want them to lose so fucking bad. God, I want them to lose just so bad. They just been talking cash shit this year, and I was just like, okay, you're really not that good, but okay, we'll see. All right, man, we got final thoughts. I know Mike said he had something on his final thoughts. So Cowboy Corner, you can go ahead, man. We can finish this show.
Man, look, you know those opponents I named off earlier in the Rue Mike debate. You know, if the Cowboys are serious this year, they're already going to bring back Mike McCarthy. They denied permission with the Bears, so Mike McCarthy's coming back. They're going to run it back. Dak Prescott's on this Mike McCarthy train. Micah Parsons on this Mike McCarthy train. So there's a lot of leaders that want Mike back, and they're going to get their wish. But it only works if they actually do something with it. You can't expect guys like Tyler Guyton, Nealon Beebe, Maurice Louisville, Carson, and Flournoy, Nathan Thomas, and they cut Justin Rogers out of that draft class. Like, how much pressure are you going to put on these guys and the draft class before? Because it really hasn't been that great, right? So are they going to take this offseason seriously? If they are, good. If not, then why do we keep running it back with the same old? Give me a new book. The pages are torn in this one, and there's no surprises in it. We know the story. You know, back in the day, you used to be able to get Grandma's book, and you would open 1 or 3 of them to see if there's money in it, because Grandma used to stash money in the books. There's no money. There's no surprises in these books. There just isn't. And if you're going to bring Mike McCarthy back, which it sounds like they are, these opponents, they're going to get better too. And we got a long way to go before we get better. A long way to go. So they better make it worth it.
All right. Kuiper, we'll go with you, man. Your final thoughts, man.
Man, just enjoy these playoffs. Enjoy watching good football, because this playoffs, there are a lot of good games, a lot of good matchups. Enjoy them, because right after this, the football season's over, and all we got is the draft and free agency. So sad that the season's gone already.
Yeah.
Really sad. My Cardinals didn't pull out, but I get it. I get it. As Cowboys fans, yeah, Mike McCarthy's gonna come back, and they're gonna run it back. They're gonna run it back.
Ooh.
Just Jesus, man, it's so hard for your owner to really turn 360 on everything he believes in this roster to truly make what it has to be the perfect offseason. The perfect offseason to do anything next year. Just have a smidge of belief, because he was really ridiculed. He was thrown into the fire this season over and over and over. And he's getting old. He's at that level where he's got to retire at some point. It's not even by his choice. It's just mandatory for him to retire at some point. So just be happy that football is still here. We still have the playoffs.
All right. 21, man. Give us your final thoughts, 21.
It's playoff football. It sucks. We're not in it. It's tough, right? We're used to these playoff. Even if it's just one and done, we're used to the excitement of getting ready to watch the Cowboys go into it, and it's just different this season. Now we got to watch these other teams, but like Kuiper says, man, hey, it's playoff football. We got to enjoy it. It's the last few weeks of football, so And as far as the Cowboys, it's off-season time, man. We're starting to see what we're gonna do. I see Jerry's got his acting career going, so hopefully he goes over there now, right? So hopefully that pans out for him, and but we still got Steven in the helm, so same shit. But it's we got to get to that drawing board and do something this off season, because it's gonna be those opponents. We're going into I feel like a tough schedule next season, so we'll see. But let's go Cowboys.
All right. My man, I know what he's going to talk about because he got a big game this weekend. Rue, your final thoughts.
I mean, first and foremost, yeah, absolutely. I'm obviously looking forward to these playoffs, like Kuiper said. I mean, at the end of the day, it's football. We love our football, and these are some really, really nice matchups in these playoffs. We're getting a treat with a lot of these matchups that we're going to get to see. And there's going to be an upset thrown in here or there. Somebody's going to do something unexpected, or somebody's going to throw in a wrench into the system somehow. It happens all the time, and I'm just wondering who it's going to be this year. When it comes to the Cowboys, just please, I'm begging you, man. Please prove corner wrong. Just prove corner wrong. just go do something. Go.
Please prove me wrong.
Shock
Absolutely.
the world, man. Turn into the Howie Roseman of fucking Dallas Cowboys and just picking up everybody and their mama, and let's make something happen this year, man. Please, do something. For the love of God, do something. Don't give me the same bullshit. Don't give me Tony Romo, D Ware, and Des Bryant 2.0. Please don't do that to me. Please don't. I don't want to do this again. It wasn't fun the first time, and 12 wins are better than 8. I'll give you that. But this is still bullshit, man. Anybody can coach better than Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett was the clapper. Everybody remember the clapper?
Oh, don't forget your bubble gum.
And the bubble gum. Let's not forget to chew on 10 different sticks of bubble gum at the same time. That motherfucker was a psycho and chewing Big Red and shit too.
Rods of gum.
He was.
Big Red and Juicy Fruit and Winter Fresh.
Aside from all of that, my Texas Longhorns are a 5.5-point dog against the Ohio State Buckeyes, or
the Ohio State.
I don't have the animosity like Chris does, but we're gonna face them fuckers down south, like Chris's boys would say. But ultimately, man, I am. I do have some worry going into this game. Quinn has not looked like himself since Michigan, really. It's been a while since I've seen what he was. But, I mean, at the end of the day, what he did at the end of the Arizona State game, a team that played with an extreme amount of heart. Shout out to Cam Scatterboo because I was dogging your ass the first half. I was like, who the hell is this guy? This guy's the best running back in the NCAA. This guy, this is the guy. 40 yards in the first half to only put up 250 for the game as a passer and as a receiver and as a running back. And like, Jesus, dude, the dude's like puking on the sidelines, giving it everything he had. He deserved that MVP 100%. I got to give it to you, baby. Even in the loss, you were the player I remembered in that game. But ultimately, my team won, and I'm very happy about it. And we get to shut everybody the fuck up if we beat the Buckeyes this week. And if Michigan can do it, we're going to do. And I believe that. We just have to control the clock, run the rock, keep that offense off the field. I hope that their receivers don't go absolutely crazy because they're very capable of doing so. And the offense has to sustain drives. You can't lay your fucking defense out to dry again and again and again. This is not Arizona State. This will not work like that. You can't do that. Defense is played absolutely lights out. They are a monster. We are not Oregon. We are very big up front. We will eat you alive. But my offense, just do your job, baby. Just do your job. Let's run a little Wisner. Let me see a little Blue. Let me see a little Blue. You're my boy, Blue. Run that fucking rock. Like, let me see a little bit of that. You know, let's get Mingo involved. You know, let's get Bond back in the action. Let's keep it quick, keep it light. You know, quick inside passes. You know, keep it very simple for my boy Quinn. Let's not get hasty and let's not turn him into a runner because he's not. Let's just stick to the game plan and keep their offense off the field and win this fucking game. Let's go get ourselves a national goddamn title, baby. Texas fight, hook 'em horns, baby. Let's go.
All right. Well, my enjoyment for the week happened yesterday when I was sitting there watching Raw on Netflix and I saw this wonderful sign in the audience and I damn near bust out laughing in a side-splitting laugh. And the sign said, "It's been 1,158 days since Ohio State beat Michigan." And I laughed my ass off. That's what you call a troll on national TV. And I was so mad that my niece called me late because I was going to troll them at the Rose Bowl with a bunch of Michigan shit on and get that same sign. But I didn't get to do it. So I'm asking these Longhorns, my team when I was 7 years old, but when I was 7.5, it became Michigan. So I'm asking them to do me a favor and put these hoe eyes out their miseries. Now, to the Cowboys, real quick. Cowboys is simple. We discussed how much money you got. We discussed the free agency. Mike want to get rid of everybody over 30. I want to keep key players, starters that I believe in. And I just want the Cowboys front office to act like a front office this offseason and do something to improve your fucking team. That's all we want. Don't sit and stand pat when you know you need to improve your team. And that's all we want. It's a long off season, man. We're going to talk about these free agents. We're going to talk about the draft. And I can't wait because Kuiper will be in his fucking bag. And I can't wait. I'm looking forward to draft season, but I sure wish our damn boys was in this fucking playoff. Damn, I wish it's gonna be a sad day for me Saturday and Sunday. But hey, man, thanks for joining us, everybody who joined us. St. Louis Joe, Ivan Socha, overtime Mikey 3, who joined us. Who else got up there? Cuts by Jones joined us, man. Appreciate you. It was the first time Mikey slid his ass in the back door. Robert joined us. Thank you for joining us. Let's see who else. That's about it. And hey, man, like we do here at the Cowboy Huddle, Dallas Cowboys for life.
Puro pinches Cowboys.
We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
I know that's a cliche, but we must win. We will win. Win is the name of the game.
Check it out.
From Stop 6, Texas, it's the big fella. It's Dallas